Daylight. Mobbing on Earth, boy. Showtime. Hey.
D-Mark got that heat.
Curtain call, let the show begin. I know it's hurting y'all the way I'm going in. I need a murder dog covered for the times I was killing shit and y'all ain't know it then. Working hard, long hours in the trap, in my bag like some dope again. Lit that blue magic, no Nicky Barnes cut. Niggas know who I'm doper than. Everybody, old nigga, new nigga, only see a challenge in a few niggas. A lot of y'all can wipe the smile off your face on the mob. It ain't none of you niggas. I just put the switch on the new blicker. Rapid fire spitting, it's a boost nigga. 2 Street for a lot of you niggas. Hard knocks, light body, 2 jigger. Back on my shit again. Endurance, I tire him out like a Mitchell, and I'm about to put on that shit again. I was trying to be humble, but fuck it, I'm still a man. Don't rap like a kilogram. They finna spin this up top like a ceiling fan. I'm about to pop like a trigger man. From that hustling stock, so I'm more about my dividends. It's showtime. I was trying to get rich in like no time. Underdog with a slow grind. Had to run the shit up to a gold mine. Niggas hated like the whole time. Now they kept the wave like a coastline. Yeah, these bitches fronted like the whole time. Now they front row when it's showtime. Cheering for a nigga. Pulling on the nigga. I should pull a Kevin, kick her in the titty. Nah, I'm being petty, baby. I'm just kidding. Going with your move. I ain't even tripping. I had groupie back when I was in the kitchen. Had 3 county catching what I'm pitching. Montana way. Started with the dishes. Out of town played. Not the pocket trip. Real G's round me. We don't do the fiction. Niggas rub me wrong. It gon' be some friction. It gon' be a spark. I'ma stand on business. Ain't no favorite I can stand them niggas. They gon' lay in dirt. Candlelight visuals. Face on the shirt. Now you get the picture. Psalm 23. Now you get the scripture. Homies, they gon' fly. They done got religion. I be outside. Functioning with killers. Police outside. Hunting for the dealer. Bitches mouth wide. Hungry for a nigga. I ain't even drop no money on the tigger. True player. I be turned with the ism. Bad bitches know the vibe I be giving. Fuck the haters and the lie they been telling. They'll make the news at noon 10 and 11. Showtime. It's showtime. I was trying to get rich in like no time. Underdog with a slow grind. Had to run the shit up to a gold mine. Niggas hated like the whole time. Now they kept the wave like a coastline. Yeah, these bitches fronted like the whole time. Now they front row when it's showtime. Cheering for a nigga. Showtime. I was trying to get rich in like no time. Underdog with a slow grind. Had to run the shit up to a gold mine. Niggas hated like the whole time. Now they kept the wave like a coastline. Yeah, these bitches fronted like the whole time. Now they front row when it's showtime. Cheering for a nigga.
Yeah. Hey man, say man, it's your boy DAALIGHT, man. Daylight TV. Back at y'all with another Rise and Grind live show. Episode number 14. Hit that like and subscribe button, smash that notification bell if you're really mobbing with the content. Daylight TV. Let's get it. So we ain't even finna waste no time today, man. We finna get into it. Over the weekend, a lot going on, you know what I'm saying? Got new music out. I don't have new music out yet, but it's coming out. I thought I was ready. Hold on. Had to line it up. My bad. So, first story we're gonna get into is Grizzley, right? So, as y'all probably know by now through all the different channels reporting and whatnot, in August 20th, 2019, Jabina Brown, T. Grizzley's aunt and manager at the time, was shot and killed on Detroit's east side on 3rd Mile and Brunswick, right? Off of Mac. Y'all listen to, I think that's the same Mac, whatever. Y'all listen to Bezo and start talking about Mac and all that shit, like that's Mac. So, there were a lot of mixed stories and everything like that about it. And recently, somebody was arrested months later. And recently it came out that the guy responsible, the guy that's been arrested and is alleged to be responsible, is a guy by the name of 600 Wu-Tang. Now, 600 Wu-Tang is affiliated with the 600 faction of the BDs. People most notably know them, Memo 600, 600 Breezy, guys like that. Whole Chicago thing, right? So, what's crazy about that is that when T. Grizzley got married, Booker 600, who's affiliated with Lil Durk, then dropped him, dropped Booker's name in numerous songs and shit. And there's actually a picture of Wu-Tang I'll bring up later in an OTF chain, right? So, yeah, we're going to. So now, before we get into the video, we're gonna play the interview clip of T describing what happened. You know what I mean, like that night. Then I'm gonna get into, what the theory is. So now the internet is speculating because T. Grizzley has been so close to 600, even to the point that he had dissed members of STL and FBG, the crew that Duck was from and that Vaughn and all of them had smoke with. So this whole thing is crazy. And Booker was, if I ain't said it already, Booker was T. Grizzley, one of the groomsmen at T. Grizzley's wedding, which happened years after his aunt had gotten unalived. You know what I mean? Allegedly by Wu-Tang from 600. So, yeah, bro, it got the internet talking, and it's crazy. It even came out in court that because the aunt, matter of fact, I'll get into that or whatever and shit after I'm gonna play the clip. You know what I'm saying? Hold on.
You was barely speaking. I said they must be tearing him up right now.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All good, man. So the night everything happened, man. Can you kind of go over that night with us? I know y'all was at the studio. I seen you on your Instagram.
Yeah, so we was at the studio with Guapo and Jay Swan or whatever. And I'm going to my cousin's house, my older cousin.
Mm-hmm.
He was real close with my pops. It's like my pop's brother.
Mm-hmm.
And I always try to, you know what I'm saying, show him some love because that's another wound we really ain't healed from.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I went over there and I was telling her, like, come in the house. And she like, no, I don't want to go in. I'm begging her to come in the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, certain areas, you just got to move right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't about where you at. I could go anywhere I want to.
Right.
But I got to move right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm moving right, can't nothing happen to me. So I'm telling her to come in the house. She like, no. Because JB was kind of like funny acting about dirty houses.
Okay.
And stuff like that. The house wasn't even dirty, but to her, she just a clean, real clean person.
Okay.
It's like, no, I don't want to go in them people's house. I don't want to sit on their furniture and all that stuff. I'm like, all right, I'll be right back. So I'm knocking on the door. My people's taking so long to come to the door. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they finally come to the door. As soon as I see her, as soon as I see my auntie,
mm-hmm.
she about to open the door. I just hear a whole bunch of shots going off. You know what I'm saying? Behind me, I hear a whole bunch of shots going off. So I get down because I'm thinking they about to come to the side and start, you know what I'm saying, shooting at me, and I ain't got nothing on me at the time.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin.
All right, so stop it right there for a minute, right? Initially, you. Stop it right there and then I'll come back. All right. So let me bring this up. This is the initial news report that came out after she was killed.
Well, she managed T. Grizzley, one of Detroit's most popular rappers, but earlier this week, Jobina Brown was shot and killed on the city's east side. Tonight, we're hearing from a local radio show host who worked with Brown. 7 Action News reporter Anu Prakash joins us live from the scene to tell us how Brown is being remembered and what police are saying. Anu.
Well, Glenda, Detroit police tell me that homicide investigators are still working on this case, still trying to figure out what led up to the shooting here on 3 Mile Road just off of Mack. Meanwhile, those who knew Brown say she was kind-hearted and a hard worker.
She was a sweetheart. She was a good person. She was the type of person that would look out for you, do whatever, she could to help you.
Bushman, host of the Bushman Show on 97.9 WJLB, first got to know Jabina Brown 3 years ago. He called her JB. She was the manager and aunt of Detroit rapper T. Grizzley. She also managed Detroit rapper Sada Baby. Sources say on Tuesday night around 9:30, the 41-year-old was sitting in a Chrysler 300 with 2 other men here on 3 Mile just off of Mac. Police say as one of the men got out of the car, she was shot and killed.
JB, I love you. I miss you, but I will never forget about you. You were a queen and you were awesome.
Bushman says he's been getting calls and comments on social media from people across the country, those who've gotten to know Brown and some who are fans of T. Grizzley. Bushman says Brown was a young woman who was committed and kind.
It was like her first time managing, but she grasped the knowledge of how to manage an artist and was running with it, and he's been very successful.
After hearing about her death, he shared this video of Brown in the studio with T. Grizzley in May of 2018. She was fixing his hair, taking care of him like Bushman says she always would.
I wanted to share something for people to remember her by. When you're behind the scenes, you don't always get the credit for the things that you do, and I want people to understand who she was and what she meant to T. Grizzley, Sada.
And as he continues to pay tribute to her, he just hopes the questions surrounding who took her life won't remain unanswered much longer.
Just want to know why. What made you do that? What caused you? What was going on in your mind and in your life that you felt like you had to pull a gun out and pop?
Now, I did reach out to T. Grizzley's management company, but haven't heard back yet. Meanwhile, if you have any information that can help police solve this case, please call Detroit Police Homicide. Live on the city's east side, Anu Prakash, 7 Action News.
And let's hope police and the family get some answers soon. Anu, thank you.
The search continues this morning for the gunman who shot and killed the manager and aunt of Detroit rapper T. Grizzley. 41-year-old Jabina Brown was shot in the area of 3 Mile Drive and Mack Avenue on the city's east side Tuesday night. Now, this is an update to a story that we brought you Wednesday morning. TMZ is reporting that Brown was in the back seat of a car when the suspect approached and started shooting, and she was rushed to the hospital where she later died. It is not clear if T. Grizzley was the intended target of the attack. The rapper and his driver were not injured.
So I kind of lost track of the clip or whatever I wanted to show y'all. But in one of the news clips or whatever and shit, they were saying that T. Grizzley was in the car with Jabina and the driver, was still in the car. They said the car was a Chrysler 300. Right. Now let's get back to this interview of T describing the incident.
Ran out with a gun. I'm like, perfect. So we ran out on the street. When we ran out, my driver was at the time. Mm-hmm. I get down because I'm thinking they about to come to the side and see her. People's house, I don't want to sit on their furniture and other stuff in there. I'm like, all right, I'll be right back. So I'm knocking on the door. My people's taking so long to come to the door. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they finally come to the door. As soon as I see her, as soon as I see my auntie, mm-hmm. She about to open the door. I hear a whole bunch of shots going on. You know what I'm saying? Behind me. I hear a whole bunch.
So, despite what the news had reported earlier, he was actually at the door of somebody's house, his auntie, cousin, family house, whatever. And then he hears the shots, like behind him, right? There you go. Pay attention to that.
Shots going on. So I get down because I'm thinking they about to come to the side and start, know what I'm saying, shooting at me, and I ain't got nothing on me at the time.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin ran out with a gun. I'm like, perfect. So we ran out on the street. When we ran out, my driver was gone with no cars out there. I'm like,
she was in the. So what was the vehicle? She was in the car. Like
yeah, she was in the car. She was in the car.
Okay.
She was in the car on the street. So my cousin ran out with the gun or whatever, and we ran out in the front to see what's going on and to if somebody up on us, we gonna get them off us. So once we got outside, once we got in the front where they was at, my driver gone. There's no cars out here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, wait. Let me ask you. So, was you had to enter through the back door or something?
Yeah, I was.
Okay. Side door. Okay. I get you.
All right. So you were saying that you heard the shot behind him. Well, I mean, I guess because he can't see it, so it's like behind him. But technically, he's on the side of a house. So meaning the car is in front of the house. So he can't necessarily see the car from how he's saying the story because they had to run out to the front and see what's going on. And it was enough distance, I guess, for the car to be gone. You know what I mean? Like, by the time they get out, like, they don't even see the car, you know what I mean, or anything. So, you know, he's saying he's getting down because naturally if you still hearing shooting, you're not just going to run out in the front. But, you know, so now we know that it wasn't necessarily behind you. It's beside you. You don't know, like, what was going on.
Okay.
But basically, I don't even know what's going on at this point.
Okay.
So we in the front, I look in the street. I don't see no glass in the street. So I'm like, oh, they straight. You know what I'm saying? That's probably some... I didn't even think this had nothing to do with us.
Okay.
You feel?
Now, said it came out, wasn't no glass in the street. It's because the shooter allegedly opened up the door and let off, you know what I mean, and let off the shots or whatever. And they say that the gun that she was hit with a Glock 23 and that it had a switch on it. You know what I mean? And she was hit 8 times. Close range like that.
Feel me?
Right.
But my cousin still came out there with the gun though. Mm-hmm. So I was cool with going out there. I'm like, I ain't see no glass in the street. I'm thinking they heard some shots and pulled off.
Okay.
So now I'm mad now. Like, y'all heard them shots, why would y'all leave me over here?
Right.
You feel me? You could at least call me and told me, like, it's too much going on over here. Come on, we gone. You know what I'm saying? That my driver ended up calling me like,
but where's the time? My nigga, like somebody blowing at you or whatever and shit, you gotta get the fuck out of Dodge. There's no time to call and say, you know anything. Like, if it happened that fast, my nigga. You know what I mean? It don't take that long whatever for a gun with a switch on it to let off 8 shots. And then the time that the 8 shots go off, you run to the back or whatever, and you still thinking about niggas left doing shit. Like, you, as far as they know, in the house, they can't see you. You on the other side of the house.
They told me what happened. So basically what happened, they walked up to my door and opened my door. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas opened my door, trying to get at me. He ended up hitting her up.
Where they hit her on the body?
They hit her on her side and in her arm. She didn't get hit in her head or her face, and then just all on her side. You feel me?
How many times?
On the side where her heart at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, on the side where her heart at too. So that shit was fucked up. She got shot like that before a long time ago. My uncle.
So look. Now, if she got shot on the side where her heart is at, right? If you think about yourself sitting behind the driver and if it parks on the curb, right? The driver's side is gonna be on the outside of the street. You feel me? Unless it's a one-way and you can park on either side. But if it's a two-way street, then the driver's side or whatever is going to always be on the side of the street. Feel me? So yeah, they were able to pull up alongside, or however they were, if they were coming up the way, or if they were coming down in the same direction of the car, they hopped out, yanked the door open, and then like drip off or whatever. So now we know what side she was actually sitting. Because I was wondering what side she was sitting on, like what side they had to go on to get to her. Well, she had to be on the driver's side for that to happen. And then even if not, even if she was on the passenger side, once they open up the door, there's nobody on T's side. But T a big ass nigga, so he's probably not gonna be sitting behind the driver anyway. You know what I'm saying? His auntie would have been sitting behind the driver because she's a short one or whatever.
Uncle.
Okay.
His car got shot up, and she got hit in the exact same place, but she lived. You know what I'm saying? Because she went straight to the hospital.
Okay.
My uncle drove straight to the hospital as soon as it happened. But
was she alive when did she die on the scene or the hospital?
I don't even. I think that no. She died at the hospital. She was still alive. She was still breathing and everything. She called me.
She called you
while she was shot. She called me.
What'd she say?
I was trying to talk to her. I didn't hear what she was saying.
Oh. All right. Hold on. So now he's saying that the driver called him. So let's just like go through the chain of events and how fast everything is happening, right? He gets out the car, goes to the door. He said that the auntie that he was going to visit, or cousin, whoever the family members were taking so long to answer the door. While he's still waiting for the door, as soon as he sees them come up and finally answer the door, he hears, rah! And so he gets low because he thinks that they're gonna come for him. Thinking of himself. Self-preservation, ain't nothing wrong with it, it happens. His cousin comes out. Cousin got the blip. They run out there together to see what's going on. Car's gone. They don't see no glass, right? And now the first thing he says is that the driver called him and said what happened. The whole shit. So then he's saying that she called. Now, in that short period of time, who didn't let the driver put her on the phone or like gave her the phone or something? Like, because I don't know, bro. Like, that shit seemed kind of far-fetched. I mean, you're hit 8 times close range. And then from what I understand, like, she's not a big lady and everything. And then, she didn't already taken damage to that side before. So, I don't know, bro. You know what I mean? Like, something about the story. And this is why people are saying that the story seems fishy. They've been saying it since this clip came out. Let me see how it is. 5 years ago. So, yeah, man, this is thing, but it gets deeper. Watch this.
She couldn't really form no words. You know what I'm saying? But like niggas was coming for me because they opened my door and was shooting in the car. They hit her 8 times though.
And you have no idea where this came from?
No, I ain't got no idea where it came from. But it ain't even matter where it came from. I felt like everybody was a suspect. I felt like everybody was a suspect.
Now, just said he felt like everybody was a suspect. Clearly didn't feel like it was everybody, because the guy who's on trial for this murder now, who got found allegedly with the murder weapon, is connected and part of the same set that one of your groomsmen at your wedding was with. I mean, that was down with one of the groomsmen at your wedding, being Buka 600. So clearly everybody was a suspect. And what's crazy is, on the song Say This that he dropped after JB died, he mentioned how, basically he was going to put a bag on anybody involved and all of this shit, right? The whole time, the person involved, is from a crew that you've been jacking heavy. Matter of fact, I saw somewhere in the comments on one of the little blog posts, I think it was on Facebook or something, and somebody said that Booker 600 actually has a Grizzly gang chain. And I already told y'all, like, T Grizzly dissed STL and FBG because he was rocking with him so tough. Now, what's crazy about like this all coming out with the 600 Wu-Tang and everything is because initially people were saying that there were vlogs and different channels out here before I really got on the YouTube thing that were saying, yeah, definitely before I got on YouTube, because I didn't really start doing media content till 2020. But they were spinning the narrative and blaming the situation on the friction between T Grizzly and 4-2 or Hustle Boys, which is a fraction of the Crips in Detroit. And they've been at it with the 7 Mile Bloods or whatever and shit, and that kind of the root of the beef between 4-2 Doug and Sada Baby. Now, the way that starts is in the beginning, when T Grizzly first gets started, he does a song. I believe that song came out like almost 10 years ago, some shit. He did a song with 4-2 Twin, or one of the 4-2 Twins, and called Secrecy. So, they rocking or whatever and shit. And then shortly after that, the nigga turned around, the nigga T Grizzly turned around and signs Sada Baby, right? Now, I already told y'all that the 4-2 Hustle Boys, or 42 stand for Hustle Boys or whatever and shit. So we just gonna say Hustle, right? Because if y'all look at the phone, the 4 is the H and the 2 is the A. You know what I mean? So that's how that goes. But yeah, so the 7 Mile Bloods and the Hustle Boys are into it. And now you got T Grizzly looking like he playing both sides. But now you done signed the op. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, This is 4-2 Twin checking T Grizzley.
Yeah, man. Niggas be speaking so motherfucking indirect on this shit. So I'm just keep this shit 100, dog. When you fucking with a nigga, bro, it don't matter what level you on or none of that shit. This shit not about no rap or no fame, bro. This shit be real, bro. Like, nigga, I got niggas that died, nigga, brother in prison, niggas in prison, bro. Niggas that died over this shit, bro. This shit is real street shit, bro. Niggas that died, bro. Nigga, you can't play a nigga like me close and then go run it with my ops, nigga. And befriending my ops and think that shit supposed to be cool with me, nigga. It's blood on this shit, bro. You talking about some fame and attention, bro. I got money, bro. You reached out to me, nigga. I never reached out to you, bro. Keep this shit funky, nigga.
Hey, man, what, like...
All right. So, for one, that was one of the 42 Twins, right? Now, I get it, you're high, whatever. But I don't know if I would have been on there necessarily clarifying that niggas that died behind some shit that I'm involved in. Because, I mean, y'all all from Detroit. He was fucking with you at one point. I'm pretty sure he know what's going on. Maybe he feels like because he's not a gang member, so he shouldn't be subjected to y'all politics. He's just a lit rapper in the city that's, you know, trying to, I guess, you know, put the city on, make the city look hot. Because, I mean, T was probably the biggest thing that came out of Detroit since, like, the Doughboy niggas had they run. And, you know, like, Team Eastside and all that shit. But this is T Grizzley's response to 4-2 Twin. And mind you, this is years ago. This is actually before JB even gets killed. Right? This is the back and forth, and this is what they thought initially that this was all about.
Like, what do y'all niggas be wanting, bro? Like, it gotta be something else, bro. It have to be, because I give niggas money. I pull up on niggas, show niggas love. I share the little wave I got. I share that bitch with niggas. You know what I'm saying? Do everything I can for a nigga. And that still ain't enough. Like, niggas still be mad, still bad mouth a nigga, and still do hoe ass shit. Like, it gotta be something else y'all want. What y'all niggas want? Y'all want me to step outside my body and let y'all step in so y'all niggas can beat me or something, bro? I can't do that, bro. God ain't make niggas like that, nigga. And even if he did, I'm so much of a good nigga, I probably would let niggas step in and see how this shit feel. But now I can't, nigga. I get niggas cheese, so niggas love, do all type of shit, and niggas still hate. Like, what the fuck do y'all want, bro? It gotta be something else, bro. It gotta be, bro. Shells on the beat. Shells on the beat.
Says 4-2 Twin tells T Grizzley don't get his car flipped. Now remember, he was in the car. He got hit, right? Grizzley says 4-2 Twin reached out to him and he's not good. So that's that was that clip. Let me take this down. All right, so now you heard the story or whatever and shit about T Grizzley, you know, his side of it or whatever, his take on what happened, and the rumors that derived or whatever from, you know, or the controversy that existed even before we found out who the alleged shooter, or who the least law enforcement believed the alleged shooter was. All right. Here's a quick interview of Sada Baby on Glad TV saying that he was the one that identified JB's body. All right. So keep all of this in mind or whatever while T Grizzley is talking about talking about the chain of events after the phone calls and all that stuff we got.
Now, we're not going to talk about the T Grizzley situation at all.
We ain't got to.
But I do want to say, his aunt was actually your manager at one point.
That's my baby.
How did you feel when she got killed?
Same way I feel now. It's fucked up.
That was sad, man.
It's past sad.
Yeah.
I had to identify a body.
Really?
Yeah, man, I had to.
Because you were just the first person they called at the time, or?
I was the closest to kin that was at the hospital.
Oh, because you're related to her? No?
No, I just was the closest to kin at the hospital.
Closest to kin. Okay. Whoa.
Now, remember, like T said, spoke to her, you know, she got to the hospital, blah, right? And like, you know, he was trying to make out what she said. The driver told him what was going on. Naturally, I'm guessing the driver had to be taking her to the hospital. He let her know. So, if T Grizzley knows that this shit happened because he got a phone call from the auntie who shot and the driver, how did Sada Baby find out that fast? And then how did you beat T Grizzley to the hospital or whatever and shit? Because regardless of how Sada found out, Grizzley still would have got there, because if it took them however long it took the driver to get from that house to the hospital is the exact same amount of time that it would have took T Grizzley to get into something and get to that hospital. Even if he had to like get an Uber. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's weird. So if Sada is really the one that identified her, like where the hell was T Grizzley at?
What was that like to have to look and identify the body of someone that you seem like to have a lot of love for?
Like a movie. It's just how it is in a movie. They sit you down, give you the talk, and you just hoping they beating around the bush to tell you that, well, she gonna have to be in a wheelchair for the rest of her life, or she gonna, you feel me, some shit like that. But it don't ever get to that point. It just get to the, all right, she can't make it, so we're gonna take you back here to see her. Like, it was fucked up because she looked like her face and that shit wasn't fucked up. So she looked like my auntie. She looked like how I always seemed to look when she was sleeping or something. It just fucked me up. It fucked me up bad. I just asked her what she did. I asked her what she did twice. We gave her a kiss and left.
What was the situation around her death? It was a shooting, or?
You can't do that one.
Can't do that one? Okay.
Yeah, because that case open. Man.
That case is open. Okay, and they haven't solved it yet. So, okay, I got you. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it ain't no biggie. I don't got no problem with talking about my auntie. You feel me? But once they done with it, you feel me? I'll be the first nigga to talk about whatever motherfuckers want to talk about.
Well, I'm sorry, man.
Well, y'all heard what he said. Once they're done with it, he'll be the first one to, you know, come out and speak on it and shit. And I'm very interested or whatever in his take, because on the Chicago side of things, on the BD side of things, you know, Sada had that record, that pressure shit with King Von. You know what I mean? And T Grizzley or whatever and shit, then like, you know, work with Dirk and all that shit. So, and the Booker connection and all that, right? So we got that understanding or whatever, and we have those questions or whatever in the air. We can't talk about a Chicago connection or whatever without tapping in with SNTV, man, out of Chicago. Shout out SN. Welcome home. Nigga, I think he finished his situation, you know. So he gonna get into it because you know he got all the insight or whatever on the Chicago gangland culture. So if y'all ain't check out SN's page, check out the Chicago Street Legends and all of that. You know what I mean? Dope channel and shit. But let's see, because I haven't watched this joint yet, so let's see what he put together and everything like that.
What I found, it's your boy SNTV, man, coming back at y'all with a very, very strange news update. I'm pretty sure that most of y'all have already heard, but for the ones who haven't, a very peculiar incident took place. 600 Wu-Tang. I don't know if y'all familiar with 600 Wu-Tang, but 600 Wu-Tang was always seen with Booker, Memo 600. You know, he's just like a face when it comes to 600. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of a low-key guy in 600. He's just been charged with the murder of T Grizzley's auntie, JB. Now, it's a lot of different, you know, elements to this case and what's going on in this situation, but there's definitely red flags everywhere. As everybody knows, that's a part of the drill scene, or if you're a fan of T Grizzley, you know that the last past, I'm gonna say 3-4 years, man, to 5 years, T Grizzley has been very, very, very close to Dirk, Old Block, 600. As a matter of fact, when they made that CD, when Dirk and T Grizzley made that CD, Blooders, after that, it was like, man, you would see T Grizzley on 600, you would see him with Old Block, you would even see him with THF, you know what I'm saying? 4-6 and 4-4. So, you know, they were very close. Now, they saying that Wu-Tang is the one that took his auntie. I know y'all recall that happening. Saying 4-6 and 4-4. So, you know, they were very close. You know what I'm saying? 4-6 and 4-4. Tony, you would see him with O Block. You would even see him with THF. You know what I'm saying? 4-6 and 4-4. So,
damn. Okay, so now that's crazy because, you know, THF, that's you know, Basil and all of them niggas, and the nigga Lil Law, you know, in that song where he said, you know, I'm 4, 6, and 9. You know what I mean? So, damn. So, you know, T Grizzley, and that's why I thought I saw Peasy with Dirk in that video for, I want to say it's Risky and OTF Jamie Brasco, the Snitch, was in there. I thought that was Peasy, but that wasn't Peasy. At least I don't think it was in. Not Atkinson, full shot. But damn, this nigga all over there in the mix. But you know, Midwest thing.
you know, they were very close. Now, they saying that Wu-Tang is the one that took his auntie. I know y'all recall that happening. I think about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. His auntie ended up being killed, and they come back 5 years later or 4 years later, and they charge Wu-Tang with the murder. Now, Wu-Tang is OTF, and of course, there's a lot of rumors that's going around. But I've talked to people from Detroit, and they saying that it's a well-known fact, that it's been known that T Grizzley backdoored his auntie. These are not my words. These are rumors that are going around, but it is being said that T Grizzley used guys from Chicago to backdoor his auntie. Now, allegedly, JB is not his blood auntie. It's his uncle's wife. Okay? So they saying that.
And that's why, you know, the pregnancy thing, you know, because initially a lot of people didn't know that. They thought that was his blood auntie. And a lot of people were saying that, you know, that's pretty damn scandalous if you got your blood auntie pregnant. And if you were gonna try to keep that quiet because you didn't want it to get out, that might have been the reason why he slid on it. But that's not his blood auntie. It was just somebody that his uncle was married to and met with for a long time. Y'all know how that shit going on.
T Grizzley was signed to JB. And they also saying that he got her pregnant at some point in time, and he didn't want his family to find out about it. He didn't want his people to find out about it. So he used 600 or OTL to get his auntie out the way. Like I said, I don't know how true that is. Take that with a grain of salt. Take the meat and leave the bones. But 600 Wu-Tang has been charged with the murder of JB, which is T Grizzley's auntie. As crazy as it may sound, y'all. Y'all get in the comment section to tell me what y'all think is going on. Tell me what y'all have heard. Give me y'all opinion on this. If you haven't subscribed,
yeah, y'all definitely go and subscribe to SNTV. But yeah, man, that's you know, pretty much clarifying the rumor that I just told y'all was floating around. You know, that he was pregnant, that he was signed to her, and actually trying to get his music back. You know what I mean, or get from under contract and all of this other shit. So, you know, the streets, the internet streets, and YouTube detectives and whatever the case may be, all have their speculation. There's been speculation from day one. Except everybody thought that this was some Detroit-based shit. Like, they just went for the obvious. T Grizzley's into it with 4-2 Twin over signing Sada Baby. Sada Baby with the 7 Mile Bloods. 7 Mile Bloods have an issue with the 4-2 boys. And yeah, it just go on and on. You know what I mean? So while we're in Chicago with it, we're gonna go on
well, you know, there.
So Cam Capone had King Yella on. He's affiliated, you know, GD, STL, FBG side of things. Rapper nigga, podcaster, YouTuber, I guess. Stays in Vegas now. But yeah, dog. So King Yella is gonna weigh in on the 600 thing. I haven't watched this one either. I'll see what, but he's gonna react to finding out what.
There was some really crazy news that came out, man. You know, I don't know if it's something you want to touch on too much, but you know, they're saying that a dude from 600 called Little Wu Thing was arrested a while back for killing T Grizzley's aunt.
Man, I knew about that in the feds, man. Y'all didn't know about that here? Y'all
We never heard about that. No.
Man, let's break down the science. Since T Grizzley auntie got killed, when the last time you saw him and Dirt on the side of each other? Remember before that happened? They was like best friends. You forgot? Before he started hanging with Lil Baby, it was T Grizzley and Lil Durk, right?
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, Durk and Baby is cool. They did a whole album together. And talking about like Dirk. I mean, okay, yeah, he was cool with Dirk, but it seems like he was much closer to Booker, right? And here's the shit. Since T Grizzly's aunt got killed in 2019, in 2023, when T Grizzly got married, like I mentioned a couple of times before, Booker was one of the grooms. This is why people are believing whatever that, like the backdoor play might be involved. 4 years after that happened, and then Yella is saying that he heard that shit in the Fed. Now, was it true or not true? Is he saying that just for a viral moment? Oh, but let's just play devil's advocate and let's just say that everybody's telling the truth, and then maybe we'll figure out something doesn't connect and see what a lie might be.
Okay, I remember that.
Bro, I was in the feds and I heard about that. Y'all playing crazy. Y'all ain't know that. Who the f is this though? It's a goofy. I don't know no Wu-Tang, Do-Thang, Shoe-Tang. I don't know. All I know his ass is locked up in Detroit for T Grizzly, Auntie. And this is what they said. They said the separation, whatever happened, somebody was shooting, woo-woo-woo. I don't even think it was intentionally. It probably was an accident. Somebody started blowing. And the same 4 extra shit. Shooting over and just doing dumb shit. This what doing dumb nigga shit. That's what it's called, dumb shit. Doing stupid, ignorant shit. You're dumb. You done accidentally shot this man auntie to death. And not even, I don't know.
Well, the thing about it is the accident shit is kind of off the table because if you open up the door, whatever, he clearly saw that it wasn't T big ass and that it was a female. He still lit it up. And what people are finding fishy is if they were just gunning for anybody that was down with T, why not hit the driver up too? Spray the whole car.
I ain't gonna say that's an accident because they said she got shot about 8 times. Unless she got hit with a switch.
So you're saying that he was probably with. No, I don't want to break it down too much, but okay, that's kind of crazy.
Man, he was probably, we're gonna break it down. He probably was with it when it happened, and something happened, and the nigga started shooting. I don't think it was intentionally like he just shot the auntie. I think it probably.
Yeah, but that ain't adding up, and Yellow clearly ain't do his research on that or whatever. Yeah, that's wild.
It was an accident, and he probably shot a switch, and that bitch and knelt her ass. Rest in peace. But the still situation.
What if the shooter, when he opened up the door and it wasn't T, he got startled and just like reacting or whatever and shit, trigger probably had like a hairpin. Just let it go, bro. Like, that shit crazy.
You could tell because only nigga that been around T Grizzly still is Booker sucking ass. That's the only thing you've been seeing around is Booker. And Booker from 600. But Booker probably, bro, it was an accident. It wasn't me. And Dirk probably was like, that shit ain't got nothing to do with me. And that's just real. Nigga, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Y'all was doing whatever y'all was doing and it happened. But no.
Yeah, whatever y'all was doing, whatever that shit. Because somebody in 600 knew about it. And if Booker knew about that and then still went and was like a groomsman at the nigga wedding and T Grizzly had no clue about it, jeez, what was that about?
I'm telling you, you got to know how life is. It's not hard. This is why the police are like, damn, it's not hard for the police to put a case together. The police are just like they know this shit. These are kids, and I just saw police on the internet. These regular. I just left on my kids. I just left CCDC, one of the officers in there actually buzzed me out. I said, I know. This is that be on the street regular though. But he's in jail. So this is what I'm saying. He's living regular. I know everything that's going on. People be crazy. The detectives, all that. What y'all think? Especially now. So who the detectives? They've been these fans of King Von and Duck and Yellow, Billionaire Black, Swag De Niro, Lil J, Chief Keef. Come on.
Yeah, man, that drill shit. And now, you know, I mean, Detroit already had its own drill scene, but now they done crossed the politics. While all of this is going on, hold on. I think T Grizzly responded. So this is T Grizzly issuing a response to all the rumors and accusations circulating about him. Let's get it.
Everything they see on that is facts.
All right, y'all. So Detroit rapper T Grizzly has finally responded to all the allegations / accusations about him allegedly having his to the algorithm. And if you not subscribed,
I'm trying to clear it up because
subscribe to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it.
I just ain't the nigga that's about to go around trying to clear it up because it is what it is. As far as like, you know, I ain't about to be certain can't entertain, bro, especially when it's absolutely nonsense. You know what I'm saying? But you do got a lot of rappers though that go to the internet and think that everything they see is facts. It's not a place for facts. You can see some dead in your face, chat. That's not true. So you think you can't be fooled by the internet?
Huh? Hey, is it just me? Or he said a whole bunch of nothing?
He damn sure did.
Let me tell y'all, I got at least.
He damn sure did. And with little cinematic music, whatever the hell they got going on, I don't know if that's Twitch's background music or whatever. All right, you know the boy loving the games, and he playing games right now. You know what I'm saying? But then again, you know, I don't know if I was. Boy, listen, somebody said I got somebody pregnant and knocked off. I'm double denied. You heard? Let's see. But yeah, on that note, you know, while we're gonna close out this T Grizzly thing with this. So, you know, while everybody's saying this and that about T Grizzly and, you know, him being sleazy and all this other shit, right? I found a clip of T Grizzly's brother, Baby Grizzly. And he had this to say, whatever, about what people can start saying about bro. Hold on. Now, this is baby Grizzley, who is by his own admission, big blood in Detroit. So I don't know if like all the blood sets in Detroit are like, 7 Mile orientated or how that works. You know what I mean, per se. Like I don't really know the different set. But yeah, I think that's interesting because that would make him, closely affiliated with Sada Baby's side of, the porn. And I'm wondering if that's how T Grizzley and Sada Baby hooked up, since T got a brother with the same affiliation. Just one. But they getting the baby Grizzly.
Hey man, new hashtag, man. T the one, man. Woke up thinking about my nigga today, man. I ain't gonna lie, like I be thinking about the real logic to this shit. Like if I ain't get out to what I got out to, bro ain't hit me with that shit, I'd have been out here trying to terrorize you niggas for that bag, man. I'd have been out here trying to get you boys, man. Shit, I know how they go out and end up shit. Niggas end up getting smoked or niggas going back to the joint, you feel me? So shit, bro. T the one, man. It's a new hashtag, man. A nigga the GOAT, man. Any one of you niggas play with that nigga, man, I'll kill you niggas and do the time for it, man. Come on, man, we ain't gotta speak on that though, but y'all got people out here, man.
I'm not gonna speak on that though. You just did. You know what I'm saying? But I get it though. Like, I mean, shit, if you gonna stand on it like that and say I'll do it and do the time for it or whatever, shit, I mean, not really too much to say. Like, you don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. Shit.
And put y'all in that position, man, to win. And you know if you ain't had that position, you would have had to get on niggas' ass and put your life in jeopardy to do this shit. Make sure they know, man. Make sure.
All right. So yeah, homie, pretty much.
Hey man, new hashtag, man.
So pretty much, bro is being his brother's keeper as he should. Nasty work, bro. We're gonna find out. If she was pregnant at the time of her murder, wouldn't the autopsy have shown that? And I'm pretty sure that would have made like news reports or something. Or was she previously pregnant? And like, I don't know how that would have worked. The other thing is something came out in court where at one point T said that he was looking out the window of the house to see what happened. But he had said that he was on the side of the house and like kind of ducked off, that the shots went off before he even got in the crib because the auntie was just coming to the door. The auntie say never ran to the window to see what happened and all that. And supposedly she's the one, this whole rumor about a pregnancy or something like that came out in court. From my understanding or whatever, like it wasn't on YouTube or anything like that that started it. So that's, pretty much the reason why everybody thinks that there might be a backdoor play involved with T Grizzley and his auntie. You know what I mean? Let me know what y'all think about that though. You know what I mean? Down in the comments. You know what I mean? You think bro got down slimy like that? Or you think it's just internet conspiracy and so on? Let's see. See what time we got here. Started a little late. So we're gonna get into BC Young Fly and Ricky Ross, the both. Ooh. Started off like this.
This is when it get insulting. The moment you leave our show, you went and did a podcast, a white podcast. You sat your ass right there for almost 2 hours
and didn't leave.
And you talked. And the white folk asked your ass, was you a fucking correctional officer?
Yeah.
We would have never asked you no shit like that. Nigga, right. Got respect for you.
Right.
And you sat right there and you answered that question so eloquently,
right.
eloquently.
Yeah, eloquently, right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even disrespectful.
Yeah.
And then I get to sit back and watch that shit and be like, damn, what's the difference between them and us?
Okay.
Now I feel disrespected.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Because it's like, damn, that nigga as a man, my nigga, come on. Don't say money.
Right.
We got it.
Right.
You got it.
Right.
But nigga, we fuck with you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do us like that. And it's still love, but nigga.
Yeah.
Don't do us like that.
I respect that. I respect that.
Was when he did say something about it that kind of struck me the wrong way was when he was like the little homies and we gonna die, the salute to them. I'm gonna do this for. Well, if you really feel like we the little homies and we your little homies like that, is that how you do your little homies, my nigga?
Right.
Because when you left, we ain't take none of that shit off the table.
Still there?
Yeah. We kept it right there and kept doing what we was doing. So it was never no disrespect on our part. And we've had many guests come through that, we protect our people. We protect our people. So it wasn't a situation where we felt like it was something that we thought was going to go the way it went. We just got.
All right. So my take on this is, shout out to DC Young Fly, Carlos Miller, Chico Bean, you know what I mean? The whole cast up there, whatever and shit. Hilarious guys, dope show. Haven't checked it out in a minute, but this is where I think we have a lot to learn, like as far as hip hop. I'm not even gonna say black, right? Hip hop, because black media that covers like politics and all of that stuff, like they don't give a damn. Like what I'm saying, they gonna ask the hard question. That's what sells ad space. You feel me? But the thing, or whatever I will say is, hip-hop media has to stop with the whole protection racket thing, right? Ask the question, get the best interview, ask the hard questions people want the answer to, because that's the shit that's really gonna get the viewership. Even if they walk out, because you might play it safe and then they walk out anyway. And you might as well have just put them in a little tight spot where like now, since you asked the question and they walked off, it's like now you can use the walk off as an answer to the question. You know what I mean? But if you play it safe and don't ask the question at all and they walk off, it just looks like, they played you and shit. I mean, in this situation or whatever, it's more so like Rick Ross played himself because, I mean, 85 South show ain't no little boy show. Like, you know what I mean? That's a big ass platform. So, yeah, bro, like, hopefully, you know, they know going forward, you know, that's the thing. But this is the clip or whatever, though, that, they're talking about where Rick Ross walks out. And it's kind of funny. Shout out to how they chopped this up. I don't even know who did it for real. But shout out to them because they showed different parts of the clip or whatever and the hypocrisy of it all or whatever at the end.
Man, I eat it all the time. Okay. We still hustling, still take time out to sit with the real niggas.
I like the way you followed up hustling with put.
Hey, see how he's sitting there saying, you know, we still gonna take the time to sit down with the real niggas. 85 South show is supposed to be the real niggas. You know what I mean? Do all that talking, right?
Pushing it. How did you know to come right back on their ass with them?
You got to.
Right.
Man, just fucking don't take the foot off the gas at all. Let me use the restroom one time and I'm gonna take this jacket off.
Right.
You can't take your foot off for that, nigga. I'm talking about for life.
Yeah, the dip. That's how you dip. Clean off. That's funny.
Now you see him, now you don't.
That's funny. How you just disappear on nigga like that? Like, we need to say bye. We really got turned up. We like, you about to come back?
I'll tell you one thing. From now on, that's how the fuck I'm leaving.
Look, bro, listen, man. I came to your podcast.
Hold up, before we get into that, right? So, that's the clip that DC Young Fly was talking about. Where Ross walked out on the 85 South show. And now, we're gonna get into Rick Ross's response to, you know, what DC Young Fly had to say. Keep it moving.
Look, bro, listen, man. I came to your podcast. I came for free, homie, no charge. I did it on Face, homie. I didn't ask you what your analytics was and this and that. I came on Face, homie, to show love. And don't make it like I walked off on you. I left early. Rozay had some other things to do too. But guess what? I came for free. I wasted that.
Nah, nigga. Now look. First of all, you ain't had to check no analytics or whatever because by the time you went on the show, the 85 South show is big as hell, nigga. Niggas selling out shows and all kind of shit or whatever, like all over the country and shit, traveling internationally doing the comedy shit. So what are we talking about? You had to check the analytics. You knew what was going on. You were in the streets, right? And then on top of that or whatever and shit, you did walk off because you sat there. We just watched the clip. Just watched the clip or whatever of you saying how, let me go use the bathroom right quick and I'm gonna take the jacket off. And they were chilling. If y'all go and watch the whole like show or like that whole segment, like when he walked out, they was chilling. They just like actually playing around. You know, they be having the beat playing in the background, and they start making up little freestyles how they be doing. And finally, somebody put in comment, "Hey man, like this thing ain't coming back. We having a little too much fun over here and shit. Realize this nigga was gone." And then your ass out, and then
nice ass Gucci jacket on that look, man. I couldn't even really wear my Gucci jacket again, but I did it for love. And next time I come for free, I did it for love. And next time that nice ass Gucci jacket on, I wasted that nice ass Gucci jacket on that look, man. I couldn't even really wear my Gucci jacket again, but I did it for love. And next time I come for free, at least have me some lemon pepper wing stop like that. You heard me? But I came for free. I ain't charge you. You feel me? Don't talk about Rozay other business. I came.
So now this whole thing or whatever, you came for free and all that. This whole thing about people getting paid for interviews is a relatively new thing, because at one point when you went on a press run, whether whether you had a label behind you or you were using your own money, you were paying the platforms. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, all that like you came for free or whatever, it was good promo for you. But I mean, we all heard your story. The only, like, all these rappers who've done an interview, we've all heard y'all say the same story and shit. And we know it's gonna be the same story because of the fact that that's how the media training works for y'all. You've been conditioned or whatever to tell a story a certain way. As long as you can keep telling it that way, that's how you're gonna tell it. Because that's gonna keep your authenticity. You know what I mean? Now, the only thing that makes the interviews interesting is the interviewer asking the question and maybe provoking a different memory from that incident and or a different perspective. You feel me? So yeah, bro, like, you know what I mean? The nigga was already lit. He's talking about a Gucci jacket. And then it's kind of disrespectful or whatever. You say you wasted a Gucci jacket, couldn't even wear the Gucci jacket no more. Yo, these celebrity niggas be killing me, bro. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Wear your clothes. Enjoy them. Spend money on it or whatever and shit. Wear your clothes. Don't worry about if somebody, you know, seen you in it before and all that. Especially if, you know, it's been like 30 days. Wear that bitch. Oh, man, come on. You know what I'm saying? Talking about Gucci jacket, like you just all over the place. You saying a whole lot of nothing, just like how T Grizzley sat there and said a whole lot of nothing. He was responding to all these crazy ass on. But like, back to this shit.
They did that. And what is the analytics? How the show doing anyway, man? I come back on it, and when I'm gonna walk off that the next time, and it's bitch say, Rozay, was I been? Of course not. You know when it's time to go. When it ain't no more chicken wings, man. They smoking, man.
Yeah, and then like you with these goddamn wings or whatever, man, shit like that, bro. Like, you could miss a meal, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could miss a meal. Also, like, the analytics are probably a hell of a lot. The show is doing better than that goddamn Big Meech Welcome Home concert / car show. I mean, hey, man. You know, Ross or whatever, man, shit might fuck around and get 85 South 50 Cent interview, man.
And August 2nd is perfect timing for that Ricky Rozay pool party. Get your tickets, man. Come to the promised land. Come to the White House. Come to the big crib. Come to the Ricky Rozay estate. You feel me? Come to the Ricky Rozay estate August 2nd for the pool party. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to DM my DC Young Fly, tell him come out there. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Shit gonna be a vibe. August 2nd, hosted by DC Young Fly.
Yeah. Deflecting was a person. Right? Because again, bro, Them boys respected you. They from the culture. They could easily ask you some questions that could make you super uncomfortable. Super duper uncomfortable. And then what's so wild about it is, like, you living in Atlanta, DC from Atlanta. Carlos Miller is from Mississippi, I believe. One of them niggas from Mississippi. So, and you're originally from Mississippi. I mean, you were born there, like, you know, you grew up in Miami, but you were born in Mississippi. And you would think, like, it'd just be a little connection and shit. You know, your birth state and your new, you know, residential state, where your biggest property is at, your biggest asset probably, and you still, it's like you try to, like, you know, you try to little boy them niggas, man. But we're gonna get into oh, we actually got more from the glory.
All my real young hustlers to realize, on your rise to the top, don't nobody owe you nothing. The world owes you nothing. You get what you earn, and anything else that falls on your lap, just consider it a blessing and send that up to the Most High. But for the real ones that won't quit and want to know why shit take longer than it do, always remember that, man. Remain solid and keep hustling, because you know that double back round, that third time round, that fourth time round, that's when shit really get lovely, and you got to think long term. Big boy talk, biggest.
Right. All right. Now, so now I only want to go to be a motivational speaker, and then he say to all the real hustlers, right? Now, after what you just said, it's like a slight, like saying that the niggas ain't really hustling, and you don't really build what the niggas built without hustling. Every day, I'm hustling. So, yeah, I ain't jacking that, bro. You just doing some funny shit. You tried to style on them niggas. You know what I mean? It didn't look good, and now you know. Getting called out on it. Talk about you the biggest. Oh shit, I ain't even realized Shay T was up in here. Shay, what up? Shay. Word, kid. But yeah, but we're gonna get into DC Young Fly's response, and what you talking about? You know, this shit gonna be funny.
Biggest.
Rouse, first of all, you know it love. Second of all, I got to call a spade when it's a spade. You say you did it for free. Everybody do it for free, Rouse. You ain't the only. Boosie did it for free. T.I. do it for free. Busta Rhymes did it for free. Snoop Dogg did it for free. Everybody who's
okay. That part. If Snoop did it for free, if Snoop Dogg stayed for the whole interview, if Snoop Dogg, before he left, shook hands with me, said, hey man, appreciate y'all having me or whatever and shit. You know what I mean? All that shit. I think you should be super humble. Because Snoop Dogg is definitely probably, arguably, the most famous and beloved rapper in the world. Everybody knows Snoop Dogg. Y'all heard Nori say this shit on Drink Champ. I ain't the first one, but he's right. So yeah, dog, like that shit. That shit for real. And they could have, like I said, they could have asked a question. They could have made the troll session. They could have really trolled your ass even harder. Once you left, they ain't say no police shit about you, no nothing.
Sat on that couch, do it for free. Now, that wasn't the biggest moment. Now, that's one of the viral moments, but bullshit, episode 8 million. Got Country Wayne, shit like 6-7 million. Like, we do numbers, we do analytics. Our analytics, we was the biggest before you came, and we was the biggest afterwards. So you always got room to come back to be on the biggest podcast in the world, correct? You dig what I'm saying? But when you call a spade, it get hot. And where you gotta go to cool off? I'm going to talk to my little homie DC in the pool because it's hot. I got to get in the pool because it's too hot.
I don't know if his Rick Ross impression is not that strong. Maybe he needs to like work on it and shit. I think I got a pretty good like Rick Ross impression. I mean, you got high, you know. The boss had to go and get in the pool. Had to get in the pool, huh? Nah, like he's one nigga that even if you don't know how to impersonate him, when you start impersonating, people instantly know who you're trying to impersonate.
That's sad. And August 2nd, y'all make sure y'all go to his pool party. Cause I'm not gonna be there, but you said I was gonna be there, Ross. But that's false advertising. I didn't say give me a check, but get the free promo because we family. Push up to his pool party. Y'all push up because I'm gonna be in Philadelphia telling these jokes. But everybody can get some money. Push up to the pool party. But Ross, don't do that. And the jacket, you wore the jacket for no reason. Well, let me buy that Gucci jacket up off you then, so I can tell my son I bought this from a who left. He said that he wore it for no reason. It was a waste. So since we didn't pay you, I'm gonna pay you for the Gucci jacket. Because if I give you some money, I'm gonna want something. Give me that jacket. Since you want some money. But you know we love you. Push up again. And you said something about the wings. Make sure we had the wings. If your ass would have stayed, you would have knew we had 200 of them goddamn Wingstop. They was in the back. You remember when you went to the back?
200. And if he would have stayed, that nigga would have ate 150. And left 50 for y'all in honor of 50 cents.
After we just left, it was 200 Wingstop wings. As a matter of fact, lemon pepper. We knew you were gonna with it, but you didn't eat it. And we respect what that shit to do, bro. Just tell us as soon as you come in, hey, little homies, I got an hour. We gonna try to get you in. Man, we gonna try to get you in about 45 minutes so you can make it to your next destination. Don't pull up act like you doing us a favor and then just leave her without saying. So just say something so we can know what's going on, gang. We ain't tripping. We'll push back up. Your team, we called your team. We called the person who we called when you was on the way. Guess what they said? We don't know where he going. So Rouse, get out the pool and give me a call. So we can.
Yeah, that nigga's stupid. The impersonation is over. That nigga's stupid.
So we ain't gonna do it together. I love you, big homie. We are. Every day I'm hustling.
Now this one right here, we're gonna end off like this. Shortly after that incident had went down a couple years ago, with Ross leaving the 85 South show, Carlos Miller, another host of the 85 South show, was on the Panic Room with comedian Pierre probably know, bro, that a bunch of movies, How to Be a Player, like, you know what I mean? Like, boy guy, he one of them, you know what I'm saying? So, Carlos is up on here, whatever, talking about the Rick Ross situation, so we gonna get into it.
Huh? Hey, do you see something? Like I heard earlier, you said you would. Okay, but your baby, 85 South, is there something after that?
Huh?
Hey, do you see something? Like I heard earlier, you said you would do it forever. I mean,
Bro, you don't know 85 South show is to me, it's my Ricky Smiley morning show.
Okay.
It's my Tom Joyner. That's to me that's my Steve Harvey morning show.
Okay.
That's my.
Right.
Can't nobody take that away.
It can go forever.
Right. So they'll always be there. There will always be an 85 South show. And even when we come to the point where you like Pierre, like, they don't own this.
I ain't gonna say that.
We sold it, even if we have to sell it, we're gonna sell it for so much. We ain't holding on to because Jay-Z said, what's the point of owning 100% of nothing?
Right.
Not saying that it's nothing, but you think I'm about to turn down all them good millions and millions of dollars to just say no? To be independent, I will sell that and wear a work shirt. That's the game, Pierre. If I could, I said, I heard saying they made Hov say, so what? Hey, make another Hov.
Yeah.
If I create, I can make another one.
Ain't nobody make another PS Panic Room.
Bruh. What if they come through and buy that? You can come right back. Hey, welcome back to PS Living Room.
There it is. Panic Room, living
You know
room,
how many
kitchen
rooms you
room.
can sell these?
About 14 rooms. Wow.
Sell all of them. Keep the kitchen.
What was you thinking about when Rick Ross walked the fuck out? What did you get at?
I didn't know. You gonna watch?
You was up in there. You knew he was.
Man.
Now, before we get into that, I want to touch on something or whatever in correlation with what he said. A lot of times or whatever, when Black Americans start a business and, build that shit up and then we decide to sell it, they're often looked at as, sellouts. Oh man, you selling out to the white man and this man and that man and the brown man and the tan man and the sand man. And sometimes I feel like being a little too over sentimental, or a little too sentimental rather, it's like counterproductive. It's the reason why you see more narratives about, oh, this Black business failed, as opposed to a success story where they say, oh, business that was started with $50,000 now sells for $50 million, right? Because people are so concerned about anything and not realizing or not having the belief that they created something great and that they can create something great again. Now, certain shit you don't sell, you know what I mean? Like, but then again, it's all a matter of perspective and shit like that. Because if you built something up to be $100,000 like business, and that's $100 million business, and that's what they gave you, right? If you put half of that in like the S&P 500, just let that bitch work, you're still gonna see millions in passive income like every year. So you can literally pay everything off of that. Property taxes, mortgage, car notes, whatever. Buy a new car every year or whatever. If you like them big boy shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could work. It could damn sure work. So, yeah, man, if you're fortunate enough to build a brand up that somebody wants to buy, and consider that your dog, because that's where the life-changing money comes in, and then you could really invest and become like wealthy. So just a little something I wanted to interject while I was hearing that. Now let's get into what he thinks about the whole Rick Ross or whatever walking out.
Speaking of, what was you thinking about when Rick Ross walked the fuck out? What did you get at?
I didn't know. You gonna watch?
You was
watch
up in there.
it.
You knew he was.
Man, you could watch when he walked out. Nobody saw him. We was sitting there like, oh, he gone? Man, good boy. For real? But just like you said, I think that happened in such typical Rick Ross fashion. I don't expect nothing less. I wanted him to leave on some extravagant.
Right, let me talk about it because
I wanted something to happen.
Right, it did.
He's Rick Ross. He always say in his music, excess is just his character. Why would he leave regular?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So Rick
Salute
Ross.
to Rick Ross.
Oh man, you like that move? That was a good move for you. That's what he left out there. It gave you conversation, gave the show conversation, it highlighted the show a little more.
Yeah, it was a cliffhanger. We're still talking about it all this time.
And that's what I was saying, that regardless of how it goes, you know, you're always looking for the cliffhanger, right? You're always looking for something that's going to start the conversation. If he would have walked out at the end of the hard question, like DC was saying, we protect our people, right? And that's cool. No, that's cool. I think whatever, the other thing is secure the bag. Secure, protect, all the same shit. So, yeah, but you know, definitely was a viral moment. Definitely had people talking. I mean, we're talking about it now. It came back up. You know what I mean? And created another viral moment down the line. So 85 style show, or whatever, I ain't lose no sleep or whatever, no viewership or subscribers, 4 dates or anything. So working out for everybody.
Later.
You ain't leaving now. Okay, good. Okay. I don't know. Leave if you want to.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
that was dope though. I feel like it was very fair.
No, it was, man. It was. And then his explanation, went to the bathroom, and then he said he just had to go out of that. He's not going to the bathroom and coming back. If he did want to the bathroom and say, the door's to go back in this way, and the door of my car is this way.
This is the crazy shit about it, Pierre. The room is not even big. He's a big man.
Right.
From where I'm sitting, I would literally have to see him walk out. I don't know how he walked out.
Hell no.
I don't know how. I don't know if it was.
Well, because when they were doing the freestyling and all that, like, you know what I mean, and making a little hooks and all that shit, you probably slipped out right then. Because there was the part where Paulo was like spinning in the chair, so he might have just missed it. He just slipped his little big ass right out there. I guess that raw fit is working, making his big ass stuff. And then he had all them goddamn colors or whatever is on that jacket. Yeah, y'all was having a good ass on. That weed must be good as hell to make that ass nigga floating by. Looking like a Gucci blimp.
Oh. If he's just like one of them people who masters the art of walking softly,
right,
or what? But that man just kind of like slid up out that. It wasn't like he was on some with y'all type. I think he was really like hit the blunt, got on the phone, was out the slide, and just
forgot that he was.
I done left. I got the microphone and everything.
That's beautiful. It slid out like that.
We ain't tripping.
You can always get another microphone. You can't get that moment back again. That was beautiful.
Bro, that moment, that's what I'm saying. It was classic. A moment. It's classic, bro. Can you imagine if somebody just pulled up, spit some game and just left? Didn't even say bye. It made sense once I figured out. They said that, like, you know, people who leave parties without saying bye, they save on average like 2 years or something on their life just by not saying bye. So ever since then, that's how I leave now.
Damn.
You said that's how you leave now and shit like that or whatever. And yeah, dog, there was something about this that I wanted.
They save on average like pulled up, spit some game and just left. Didn't even say bye. It made sense once I figured out. They said that, like, you know, people who leave parties without saying bye, they save on average like 2 years or something on their life just by not saying bye. So ever since then, that's how I leave now.
Damn.
Saying bye.
So yeah, he did say that that's how he want to start leaving. And Pierre just asked, he's like, no, I'm cool. That whole walking off and like not saying nothing kind of reminds me of 2019. I had gone to Kevin Gates concert at the Terminal, which used to be Club Exit. It's crazy. I used to spend a lot of time like going to Exit and shit. I was too young to even be in there. But that nigga, yeah, at the end of like he did like the last song, that nigga just walked off. Now I'm thinking, I've never been to one of these big shows before. Maybe he's going to like change outfits or something like that and come back out. Man, like, so he's just standing around, everybody cool. I'm still there. I had a blunt still. I'm smoking. Then the light came on. I said, oh, this nigga ain't coming back. I said, he must have heard New York niggas was rude for real and just said like, oh, I guess I ain't got to say bye to these niggas. But good night, thank you for coming out. He didn't even do the Russell Simmons. Thank you for coming out. God bless you. Good night. But yeah, dog. So that's what's going on. I'm pretty sure it'll be a comical exchange between Ross and DC. I'm pretty sure it's no bad blood. And we'll probably see Rick Ross or whatever back on the platform, or maybe they'll start another platform and it'll be the first host. Who knows? First guest and shit. As we close out, I want to close out on a musical note. As y'all can see, I put the cover there. That's the Wu-Tang mural or whatever and shit. I figured, since I was gonna end it talking about this, I see what the show is about. All that. Daylight TV, nigga. So Raekwon the chef. Hold up. There was Bob. So Raekwon the chef recently dropped a new album called The Emperor's New Clothes. And I actually took a listen to it. Shit is fire. Not even gonna lie, it wasn't a hard listen. Like, it was actually smooth. Like, I played that shit like all the way through, bro. Real good shit. Good shit. Yeah. People, whenever the veteran drop or whatever and shit, there's a lot of speculation about whether or not they're gonna live up to the standard or the legacy that they've already built, in hip hop. And there were some people who were naysayers. One dude, I want to say something Degree Entertainment. So I saw something come up when I was looking up the Ray album or whatever, and people were critiquing it. And I came up across this dude, and I thought what he said was interesting. I went back and found the video after I listened to the album because I thought it was very interesting. So I want y'all to listen to what dude got to say about what he thinks. The Ray's album hadn't come out yet. This is just the prediction when he heard the announcement. On the wrong side.
Peace. Some degree, ENT. I never met a man with a style better. All right. The problem with Raekwon's new album, which is called The Emperor's New Clothes. It's a fly title, by the way. You know that. Peace. Some degree, ENT. I never met a man with a style better. All right. The problem with Raekwon's new album, which is called The Emperor's New Clothes. It's a fly title, by the way. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's like a story, a parable about the Emperor's new clothes. And the joke is he don't have any clothes on. He has this, so it's a perception. He has on his birthday suit. So the perception is, you know what I mean? He's saying this is new clothes because the tailor told him that he was going to make a special suit for him, right? Basically hoodwinked him. So I don't think any hoodwink is going on. I think that, you know, when you, part of something, when you think of Raekwon, you think of the chef. Think of blood on chef's apron, you know what I mean? Just things like that. So when you talk about clothes, that little apron or whatever, that's something, you know? So it kind of coincides with Raekwon's whole thing. You probably should get Stove God Cooks on there because Raekwon the chef, Stove God. I don't see that as a feature on the list. But the real issue with it is the production, right? He's saying that it's Swizz Beats, it's not Justice League. Now, come on, man. No disrespect to anybody, but you know, Swizz Beats, his whole style is, that ain't really for me. It shouldn't be for Raekwon either. So the problem is,
what is this nigga talking about? Like, yeah, okay, so Swizz got a style or whatever and shit, but Swizz made the Rough Rider anthem. Swizz made All for the Love of Drug Dealing, Jada Kid's joint. I mean, come on, bro. It's Swizz Beats. Stop it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that nigga hip hop for real. Some things or whatever, like Swizz be on, like in the last couple of years, I ain't been like the biggest tap in nigga. Like when he raps by himself, I'm not like the most impressed or tapped in or whatever. But as a producer, like, bro, that's real hip hop. I mean, like, what are you talking?
Are we gonna get only built for Cuban links Raekwon, or are we gonna get a Mobilary Raekwon? You know what I mean? So I don't know. The main issue is gonna be production.
I don't think a Mobilary was even that bad. Like, who is this thing? Like, does he make music or some shit? I'm like gonna go and actually look on the page and see. You know what I mean? And then tomorrow, when I come back, and I ain't gonna do it today, because we almost out of time. I'm gonna have to go soon. But I wanted to finish it. But nigga, yeah, like you ain't, come on, bro. You ain't even like that, like to be critiquing and all that shit or whatever. Swizz Beats is a dope ass producer. You know what I mean? And what's crazy is he talking about Knots. Knots actually did the joint that we're really here to talk about. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into that in a minute.
There's no mention of the RZA. I mean, come on, man. I need Pete Rock. I need Primo on there. There's no mention of them. And if you can't get Pete Rock and Primo, yo, you could get Conductor. You got Griselda on there. You get Conductor. Or you could get Apollo Brown. You could even get Derringer. But Swizz, no disrespect to Swizz, no disrespect to Knots. But I don't think it's gonna work for Raekwon. So I am concerned. You know, yo, Ghost, bro, Ray, yo, what up with y'all? Like, I don't know. I'm hoping for the best. But you remember a few years ago, Raekwon had a kind of like a tiff or a beef with RZA, saying his beats were now on Wu-Tang, like, because RZA was learning how to play guitar and actually learning music theory, right? So I guess this is going to be Raekwon's opportunity to show and prove his ear for beats. We know Ghostface has an immaculate ear for beats. You know, Ghostface said he'd go through 500 beats and maybe pick like 5, you know? And it sounds like it. And Ghostface been like that. His beats been ridiculous for a very long time. Now, Raekwon also, I read his book. He said he took the Shahada and turned Muslim. So I don't know if that's going to affect his lyrics. Will he now be like, yo, he's not going to talk about, you know, cocaine or, you know, call women bitches and shit? We'll see how that changes for him being 5.
Who has true power? Brothers lift the cash, gas them up.
Peace.
Now this guy, Son Degree, is sitting here. I was trying to find the list I had with thing, but I'm gonna read off the producers or whatever and shit on the album. So, like you said, Switch Beats, Knots, Justice League. We did a lot of shit for Rick Ross, who we just finished talking about. Dude named Frank G, Rose Art, sometimes listed as Rose Art or Road Art, and everything. All right. Amadeus, Trilogy, Snipe Beats, and Stu Norms, Have Bundy, Luvox, Calvin Ewing, RAEKWON, who also produced the skit on the album. Okay, so all these things. Now, I've never really heard much of Frank G or Rose Art, right? But when I went and looked at the credits, even though I didn't get the final, you know what I mean? I don't have the final, but I still read like and figure out the credits of who produced what. So here's what happened. And yeah, and I have my Mobbing on Earth Wu-Tang Edition shirt. I know what the fuck going on. But I'ma actually have that dropping in some merch soon, because they sold pretty good when I had it before. The Rose Art dude is all over like the all over this project, bro. And he dope. Like, he got some of the dopest shit on the album, right? And while dude was sitting here tripping and talking about the guy Knox or whatever, you know, Knox with a Z, N-O-T-Z, Knox ended up producing one of the craziest and most controversial records on the whole project, probably. Right? Before we get into that, I want to get into a joint by Rose Art. I'm gonna play a little snippet of it. You know, I'm gonna rip a little copyright, aim and everything like that. Hold on. This is a joint on Ray's album called Open Doors. Bump this shit. That shit hard. And that was produced by the Rose Art dude who bro was saying like, oh, no RZA? No RZA. No. Not. You know, I would have liked the True Master beat on there maybe. And when I heard that joint that Mathematic did for Redman or whatever and shit, I definitely was like, oh, that shit hard. The joint 600 class is hold on a second. This is the joint that Switch Beats made. Oh yeah, it's not 600 class, 600 school. So yeah, nigga, you spoke too soon. That nigga switched to whatever came on. That don't even sound like it's switched, like we know it's switched, but that don't even sound like what you would call a traditional like Swiss joint, bro. That nigga went into the chamber with it. You feel me? Hold on. Yeah. Now, let's get into the real shit, right? That real shit. Hold up a second. So, we all know, I covered it on the channel, on the show, maybe a week or so ago, a couple weeks ago. Jim Jones comparing himself to Nas, right? Whatever's in that nigga pre-workout or whatever's in that weed and shit like that, he needs to switch. You know what I mean? Because that ain't it. You know. Had Fat Joe looking at him crazy, like, yeah, 7 heads. And everybody was wondering, like, damn, you know, Nas ain't gonna respond to Jimmy or say shit to Jimmy and, you know, all this other shit, right? Well, Nas was featured on RAEKWON'S album, The Emperor's New Clothes. And he actually, he killed it. I mean, Nas is Nas, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Every time him and Ray get together, it's magic. Ever since Verbal Intercourse, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just what you would expect. Nas actually spoke on the Jim Jones situation. At least that's what the streets is saying. That's what everybody's feeling, you know? So we're going to get into this clip of an alternate verse, because the verse, when they said, I saw something where they said, yeah, in the verse, he called him Dusty. And so when I was listening to the whole album, whatever, I'm listening to Nas verse, I don't hear the Dusty line. When I looked it up on Genius, I didn't see, you know, like the Dusty line or whatever on the thing. But this is a snippet. So I guess the verse was actually longer, because this actually fits in. There was a whole clip of it or whatever, and it actually fits somewhere in the middle of the beginning and the ending of the verse and shit. So here's Nas. On Omerta, the alternate verse.
Has true power. Brothers lift the cash, gas him up. Let a piece of ass driving crazy. That's nasty stuff. Notice how it's growing. All these suckers are gutless. Get a little money and turn into Uncle Ruckus. This ain't a stupid cartoon, though. I'm the truth, but you know. Now you feel like you Anthony Supplatro. You not, though. Money.
Yo. So, letting a piece of ass drive you crazy is nasty word. Chrissy. And then, you know, the whole shit or whatever that came out supposedly is some audio of Chrissy and Cameron and all kind of shit. So that fits. Number one.
Bought you some gunzo. I tell it straight in the house.
Also, whatever that Anthony Spilotro and all that shit or whatever, at one point, Anthony Spilotro was a captain that wanted to be a boss. And Tony Soprano was in the same spot before Jackie Aprile died, but that's a little too much Soprano history for the commoners. You know what I mean? But yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Hot comb, you a knockoff. You not from the club, straighter than a hot comb. You a knock, bought you some goonzo. I tell it straighter than a hot comb. Though money bought you some goonzo. I tell it straighter. Supply trope, you not though. Money bought you some goonzo. I tell it straighter than a hot comb. You a knockoff. You not from the cloth. Scary nigga. My natural instinct is tell it real and let it sink it. I had to think quick and not let the weak win. Got smoke for me.
Now, he said, I kick it straighter than a hot comb. That could be perceived as all the joke that get made when people say that when Jim Jones be looking like he gets his hair braided and then tell the people to brush his hair. Because, like, you've never seen that nigga without the frizz, for real. Maybe except in that Certified Gangster video where he had the pigtails with the berets. You know, trying to look like one of the Booyah Tribe niggas. Then he says, you're a knockoff. Now that could be for the Harlem rumors, you know, fake Harlem. Then he says you're not from the cloth. The red bandana is made of cloth, maybe. I'm just saying. Your money bought you some goons, though. The Mellies of the world, all the 9 trades. This shit, like, just in so many bars, bro, it's like a fucking picture. It's like worth 1,000 words.
Beef with yourself. I be cheaping too hard to notice every week. It be somebody else. Soon as my name's mentioned, lanes are offended. If words hurt you, it wasn't intended. But when it comes to my words, if I said it, I meant it. If the shoe fits, this one is for you, bitch. You got me confused with your fabricated form of delusion. You're dusty, need to be bitch smacked. Face on the stump, feet on concrete. They want me tricked back. 30 on bottles alone, $1 million in the wrist.
If the shoe fit, this one for you, bitch. You need to be smacked. Like, yo, this nigga Nas is wow, bro. It's like he bought nasty Nas back. This isn't even sophisticated Escobar. It's that nasty nigga from Live at the Barbecue, bro. You know, woke a sleeping giant.
Facts, excellency. Dudes is envious, they pretend to be us. Feminine traits fake, low.
Alright, so yeah, that's the clip or whatever and shit from Nas. Going at Jim Jones on RAEKWON'S album, The Emperor's New Clothes. My personal take, Nas does what Nas does, bro. Eat this shit. And that was just a warning shot. I don't even believe that was the thing. And I don't necessarily believe that was just for Jimmy. You know what I mean? I think that's for all niggas that got something to say. You know what I mean? Myself included, because I was one of them niggas, like I said, I ain't really like the King disease joints. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just not really, I'm not big on Hit Boy like that. You know? And I don't know, it just wasn't it. I did see something else, speaking of albums and Nas, supposedly, my nigga John Jay, you know, the nigga that called me to get on the fake daylight, the gaylight niggas ass. I normally don't say pause, but I'm gonna say pause anytime I have to speak about that. But yeah, like he posted something saying that there's a Jadakiss and Nas collaboration album coming. I'm here for all of it, bro. Oh God, I am, man. Like that shit, I know that shit finna be crazy. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro, that I think Jimmy's definitely gonna respond. Even if it's not directly towards him, he's gonna respond because this is what he's been baiting, or what he's been trying to bait Nas into, to like say something. So now Nas is gonna say something. And I think Jimmy is about, I mean, I don't even fucking think. Jimmy's about to be humble. Like, if this is just a warning shot and Nas comes back with something else, it's gonna be like. And then if you're doing the joint with Jada, after they, after the Locks slaughtered Dipset at the Versus, I'm gonna call it a slaughter. Like, people be trying to be politically correct. Nigga got whooped bad, because I felt bad for him. So Jimmy definitely got a lot, to prove, and definitely want to get it off his chest or whatever. I'm curious to see what Jim comes with, because despite how crazy I think his claims are, I've always said and maintained that I think Jim Jones is one of the most improved rappers to come out of like the 2000 era. You know what I mean? Like, and I still stand on that. Like, I'm not gonna say like the nigga trash or whatever and shit. His music has definitely gotten better. Bar definitely got better. There was a clip running around, circulating about Jim when he couldn't rap, and maybe sometime when I talk about these clips and I go find them, like when I start in the morning, I'll just like kind of play them, like put a little playlist and then like just let that play in the morning, and maybe we'll unpack it, whatever, while we wait for people to pull in. But going back to the subject of RAEKWON album, The Emperor's New Clothes. Definitely a dope track. Open Doors, definitely one of my favorite joints. I like the Bear Hill joint, kind of comes on real like hard, kind of shaky. You know what I mean? They still kept the classic with the Kung Fu flick gets and all that shit. And Mac and Lobster, also produced by Rozay. That shit go hard as hell. That's him and Ghost. I didn't play the whole 600 school thing. I know YouTube is probably gonna bitch and hit me with some copyright shit, so I'm gonna have to go and erase that shit later. But I'll probably split this and post it as a second video, and then just let them, if they want to demonetize it, it's cool or whatever. I don't care. I just want to get it out there and support, the big dog Ray. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Like I said, a lot of dope joints on this album, bro. Definitely worth a listen. And this is probably one of the first albums from a veteran where I felt like there was real replay value. Like, I know I'm gonna go back or whatever and be playing songs like Omerta, Open Doors, Mac and Lobster, the One Life joint by the Justice League. That joint is fire, bro. Fire. And whoever was doing the vocals on that shit killed it. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. So, yeah. Sun Degree. Take it from the Sun Daylight himself. Mr. Stand-Up Nigga, S-U-N. Stand-Up Nigga. Yeah. I know you heard it here first. You spoke too soon, bro. You were concerned about nothing. The chef whipped up a mean one. You understand what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we gonna feast now. And on that note, it's the 21st of July, I believe. Yep, the 21st of July, meaning inshallah, like we are 10 days away from the Get Rich or Die Mobbing project. Got a lot of work to do, whatever, within the next 10 days. So, yeah, but that's all the time we have for today. You know what I mean? We went a little over, Still wanted to give y'all the full 2 hours and whatnot. We started a little later, 9:20. It is now 9:37. We did like 2 hours, 20 minutes, I think. So, yeah. That's all the time we got for today, man. Shout out to everybody who pulled up and tapped in. Jump in the comments. Let me know what you think about any of these stories. I got some more uploads coming today. And I'm just trying to figure out a day and a schedule to set for the return of the Mafia Material Mobcast, which we'll start doing live as well. You know what I mean? Probably just be doing that once a week, you know, just so I can kind of do the proper research for that type of, you know, content. But like I said, man, jump in the comments, hit that like and subscribe button, smash that notification bell if you're really mobbing with the content. And as always, stay dangerous so you can be safe. It's your boy Daylight, Daylight TV. I'm out.